Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Police say a man who was hit and killed by a ute at Cardiff this morning was lying on the road at the time. The incident happened in Alhambra Avenue at about 3:15 a.m. The victim is yet to be formally identified. Police are asking for witnesses or anyone with dashcam footage to contact Crime Stoppers. Meanwhile, a man in his 70s has been taken to the John Hunter Hospital after a serious crash at Abermain this morning. Two cars collided on Cessnock Road near Forbes Street just before 6:30, with one car rolling onto its roof. A man in his 30s was also treated at the scene by ambulance paramedics. Several climate activists have spent the night behind bars after a series of protests targeting coal trains in Newcastle and the Hunter Valley. 5 people were arrested after separate protests at Sandgate and the Kooragang Rail Bridge yesterday, while a woman was taken into custody at Belford after climbing onto a coal wagon. All 6 are due to face Newcastle local court today, charged with entry in closed lands and obstructing locomotives. Maitland Council is calling on Hunter residents to share their thoughts about how a former landfill site at Rutherford should be used in the future. The site is situated on Annanbar Road and will need to undergo remediation work before it can be used by the Maitland community. Council's Environment and Sustainability Manager, Catherine Pepper, says they have preferred uses for the site.
A small area of commercial industrial development in the northwest corner of the site, a solar photovoltaic array across much of the remaining north of the site and some of the west, and with the remainder still subject to further feasibility for potential future commercial or industrial development.
Residents can share their thoughts by visiting Council's website before July 22. A report has found a pilot's significant heart issues contributed to a fatal helicopter crash at Maitland Vale almost 2 years ago. The Bell Jet Ranger was flying from Casino to Warnervale in October 2022 when it veered from its course, descending to just 120 feet above Vasey before rolling and crashing into the banks of the Hunter River. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau says it's likely the pilot suffered a medical episode before the crash. The New South Wales government is pouring more than $2.5 million into projects looking to boost opportunities for women and girls across the state and the Hunter. This forms part of the Investing in Women's funding program. The My Relationships Matter project from the New South Wales Council for Intellectual Disability focuses on boosting the health literacy of women and girls with an intellectual disability. Minister for Women and Charlestown MP Jodie Harrison says the grants surround 3 key areas.
Focusing on the areas that are within our women's strategy: economic opportunity and advancement, health and wellbeing, and participation and empowerment. So they're the areas that the grants are focusing on.
Maitland Town Hall will host a vice-regal reception on Saturday night, which will cap off a 4-day visit to the Hunter by the New South Wales Governor, Margaret Beazley, who will arrive today. Her tour will involve meetings with Maitland and Port Stephens councils and various volunteer-run organisations, including the Tea Gardens, Hawk's Nest Red Cross and the Food Rescue Kitchen at Maitland.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights have announced their squad to take on Parramatta this Saturday. Will Price will make his debut alongside Jackson Hastings in the halves, marking the 4th different pairing for the club this season. Kai Pearce-Paul returns to the side following a toe injury and will play from the bench. Costa Grossos has committed his future at the Jets after signing a 2-year extension with the club. Grossos has spent the past 3 seasons at the team after joining from Western Sydney in 2021. Meanwhile, the Lambton Jaffers and Edgeworth Eagles have found out the date for their Australia Cup round of 32 clashes. Both sides will play on August 6, with Lambton hosting A-League side Melbourne Victory, while Edgeworth head to Western Australia against NPL side Olympic Kingsway. And also, Broadmeadow Magic will be looking to close the gap on NPL League leaders Lambton as they face Western tonight. That's sport. I'm Jessie Dennett.
And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 2, 9, 12, 14, 31, 38 and 40, and the supplementaries are 4, 8 and 15. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.